Money laundering using cryptocurrency. In this video, we will discuss how cryptocurrency is used to launder money, what are the preventive measures that can be taken. Also, we will be discussing about trade-based money laundering. So these will be the concepts that we will be discussing in this video. If you are watching this video for the first time, I would like to inform you that I am conducting a detailed series of financial crime, anti-money laundering, and all the concepts I will be discussing them in detail. So in case if you're preparing for the competitive exams, if you're preparing for interviews, if you're preparing for ACMS exams, this would be a right platform for you to understand these concepts. So in case if you have not looked at the previous videos, you can actually have a look at them. And in this video, we will talk about cryptocurrency and money laundering. Before going into the topic, let us talk about Swift code. What exactly is Swift code? Let's take an example where HDFC Bank and Kotak Mahindra Bank. There are two customers. One has an account in HDFC, other in Kotak Mahindra. Now the person in HDFC wants to send 10 lakh rupees to the person Kotak Mahindra. So how will it happen? So there will be a Swift messaging. So HDFC will send a message to Kotak Mahindra saying that 10 lakh rupees give in case the customer comes to take the money. So there is a fast transfer of money using just a message. So there is no physical transfer, but just a message between banks, which is an internal procedure, and they just exchange money. They have a settlement. So customer is happy because he gets quick money, because money is sent once and within the next minute he will be able to receive it. So there is a quick transfer of money. Customer is happy, banks settle that later. So that is a transfer between banks, which is often documented and very well regulated. But unfortunately, this situation is not there in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a digital mode of exchanging money. It's like a digital mode, and it has various types. For example, Bitcoin is one of them. So we will be actually discussing that, like, about cryptocurrency in a detailed video. Let's keep this video specific to how it is used to launder money. So that is what we will be discussing in this particular video. Bitcoin is actually a transfer of values, not funds. So that is actually happening when a person is using Bitcoin to launder money. Some banks do not recognize Bitcoins. Some do recognize them. Reason for that is that some banks do not recognize Bitcoins even though it has been bought for that value. For transfer of money, there is always a record of the sender and the receiver. But in case of a Bitcoin, there is no such record. Let me explain you how that thing happens. X person creates a profile. There is not much KYC, because when you open an account in a bank, there is KYC. But if a person wants to open a cryptocurrency account, there is not much verification that takes place, except in a few countries like Japan and some others. In most of the other countries, such checks do not take place. So what will happen is a person will register an account, he will deposit some money, he will choose the currency, and he can change his location also. So if he's sitting probably in the United States, he can put his location as Germany. If he's sitting in Germany, he can put his location as Serbia. If he's sitting in Pakistan, he can put his location as France. So that is how a person makes an account. He or she is able to send money by changing his location. Let us talk about this. So as I'm saying that it is very easy to hide the details of the sender and the receiver in case of a Bitcoin. Banks have KYC, but unfortunately there is not much provision of a KYC in most of the countries. So as I was saying, that how money is laundered. So for example, X person opens an account, buys Bitcoins worth of 10,000 rupees. He buys Bitcoins, or let's make it $10,000. So he buys Bitcoins worth of $10,000, and then those $10,000 he creates 4 more accounts: hot girl, cool dude, pretty bitch. So ऐसे वो 3-4 अलग-अलग accounts create कर लेता है, and then he sends that money into those separate accounts. And उन separate accounts से वो आगे एक ऐसी trail बन जाती है जिसको trace करना impossible हो जाए. So there is a trail that is formed which is difficult to trace because of the fact that location can be changed and currency can be changed. Simple. So that is how money reaches to one place to another. So the problem is, the fact is that there is no regulating authority in case of cryptocurrency. in the banking system, there is a regulating authority, and whenever there are crimes happening, whenever there is money laundering happening, they are there to check them and then penalize them. Banks are penalized also in such a situation. But unfortunately, this does not happen in case of cryptocurrency. Exception, I've already told you, is Japan. So in Japan, there is an exception where there are proper and very strict laws. But unfortunately, the similar situation is not there in other locations. So that is one way money laundering is done by using cryptocurrency. One more point I would like to bring to your notice is, for example, a dealer is accepting payment in cryptocurrency. You are trying to buy something like a second-hand yacht or any second-hand item. It is advisable to avoid such persons, because the moment the banks know that you are dealing in cryptocurrency, it is very much possible that they will block your account. Because of the fact and because of all these reasons which I have just mentioned before. Exception I've already given you, but in most other countries it is possible that such a situation might happen. Another way of laundering money is first thing which I've already told you, first point which we already discussed is opening an online account and sending money like this. So this was the first way how money is laundered using cryptocurrency. So the first way is you open an account, you send one money, 1, 2, 3, 4, you make a chain, and therefore it is difficult to trace. So that is actually done by the first method. The second method is creation of a dark web. So dark web is basically a space where you are able to buy certain things. Pornography does not come under dark web because it is, in most countries, it is legalized, right? But other things like selling of cocaine, prostitution, weird things like human fingers, crushed bones, people sometimes use this to get high. So these are some things that are actually sold in the dark web. The problem of the dark web is these illegal activities take place. The payment is in cryptocurrency because even the sender or the receiver, the person who's selling the services and the person who's buying such services, they do not want to disclose themselves. So therefore dark web operates with using Bitcoin as a currency. So that is the way how it is done. Also, it is unsafe for a person himself using dark web because it is possible that his phone might get hacked and all his details might go to the hacker, his bank accounts and many other details. So it is unsafe for the person also who's actually going into the dark web. Also, it is unsafe. For example, if you are buying probably fingers, human fingers, so the person, mentally unstable person, he's buying such a thing. So what is the guarantee that the person who's delivering such thing to them will not harm the person who's buying it? So agar usko opportunity dikhti hai, if he sees that there is an opportunity, the person might also harm the person who's using the services of the dark web. So that also is a possibility where it puts the lives in danger of the person using the dark web. Also, of course, the illegal activities that take place are also one of the things that happen on dark web. I will try to make a detailed video on the dark web in which I will try to discuss 5 stories on dark web, what actual real life instances what have actually happened and how crime has taken place. So we will discuss that in some other video. Next point we will move to, which is initial coin offering. So in case of an initial coin offering, let me first read this out and then I will explain this to you. So there are several types of bitcoins that actually have nothing to do with currency. Means within a country, the type of bitcoin which may differ in the currency value. So एक country में there can be different types of bitcoins which can differ in the value of currency. For example, you can buy that using euros, you can buy that using dollars, and then keep changing the currency also. That also is a provision. Not the value, just the currency. For example, अगर आपने $100 का लिया and if $1 is equal to 70 rupees, let's assume, so 7,000 rupees की value रहेगी. Value will not change, but you can keep changing the currency. So in a particular country, it is possible that several bitcoins may exist, and through this it will be easy to launder money because you know that the investigator, once he starts investigating from where this thing initiated, dollar, rupee, dollar, euro, वो लंबी ट्रेल और फिर different accounts की, मतलब उसकी लग जाएगी अगर कोई इसमें रिसर्च करने बैठेगा तो, इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने बैठेगा. So that is why most of the banks do not accept cryptocurrency. So ये चीज है. इस प्रोसेस को हम लोग जो है वो लेयरिंग कहते हैं, because process is layering, which we have already discussed in the first video. So in case if you've not gone through the first video, do have a look at the first video as well. Okay, moving on to the next topic. Next point is gambling. So how you can launder money using cryptocurrency by gambling. So what you do is, using cryptocurrency, you buy certain types of chips. Say about for 20,000 US dollars. You buy chips worth of that. You use websites, you use those gambling websites to gamble money, and maybe 20,000 can become 25,000, 20,000 can become 18,000. Whatever situation happens is then you cash out. So you bought chips using bitcoins, but you are cashing out using actual currency. So that is one more way of laundering money using gambling. So these are 4 ways how usually criminals use to launder money using cryptocurrency. Let us now talk about the measures that can be used to prevent this. Bringing KYC norms into cryptocurrency. As I suggested, in the banks there are KYC norms, but in the cryptocurrency, unfortunately, in most of the countries they still do not exist. Bringing the Japan model, where Bitcoin, in which the transacting parties provide their business licenses and which can traceable. So usually cryptocurrency exchange में trace नहीं हो सकता, but in Japan actually every person who has a cryptocurrency account, उसको license लेना पड़ता है and his location is traceable. So bringing the Japan model globally can also be another suggestion. The next point could be adhering to FATF guidelines regarding cryptocurrency. That is another point that can be done. 4th point is identifying the risks and capabilities of virtual assets by regulators. Therefore, a lot of black money laundering by cryptocurrency is undocumented. So इसके लिए हमें identify करना पड़ेगा risks or capabilities of virtual assets by regulators. Next point, enacting data protection laws that will enable adults. तो basically data protection laws इस तरह से हो which should enable to do audits. तो जो banks के audits होते हैं, from where money came, how much money go, all that is documented. But एक proper audit हो, इसकी भी जो है वो जरूरत है, and for that it can be done by enacting proper data protection laws which will enable web audits. So these are a few measures which can be used to prevent money laundering. So that was all in this video. In the next video we will discuss trade-based money laundering. So with this we come to an end to this session, and in the next video we will be talking about this thing. So in case if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, and for all timely updates don't forget to hit the subscribe button.